Hi everyone, my name is Masuma Zishan and I'm your moderator for today and for EdFestival 2021. In this particular session of the festival, I'm really excited to introduce Concordia University Chicago to you. And I'll just let you know a little bit about the university and then we'll move over to the specialist, Zara Ligari, who will tell us a bit more. Concordia University Chicago is a private not-for-profit university founded in 1864. It has over 150 years of teaching experience with more than 100 recognized international undergrad and postgrad programs. You can get admitted here in the MBA without GRE or GMAT. Yes, you heard that right. And even fresh out of a university with great scholarship options. And just to let you know about Chicago, the city of Chicago is ranked as a top city to travel to and holds a huge historical impact. The university is also ranked as number 44, best value schools, and the source is US News 2021. Let's welcome Zara Ligari together, who is the Business Development Manager for CUC. Welcome to EdFestival 2021, Zara.
Thank you so much, Masuma. Very kind words. I really appreciate that. Hello, assalamu alaikum, everyone who's listening to me or would be listening later as well. I am Zara Ligari. I'm representing Concordia University Chicago. So I'm going to very quickly share my screen, go through the details, and we're open to any feedback, questions, and answers. Please pour them in. I think, Masuma, you'll have to allow me to share my screen.
Yes, you have the permission, Zara. Please try again.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Not yet.
I believe you should be able to view it now, or is there an internet problem here?
We still can't view it. Zara, you'd have to click on it again.
1 second, yeah.
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay, great. I'm so glad. So this is Concordia University. As you guys can look, it's very old and historical in terms of its impact. Why we say that is because the city of Chicago itself was founded in 1837. And this university is as old as the city itself because it was founded in 1850 years of teaching experience, which means everyone, including the faculty, the staff, the admins, the recruitments, all the departments go hand in hand, very focused, very holistic in terms of its teaching as well as experience. So it has about more than 100 internationally recognized undergraduate and graduate programs. Students to faculty ratio is about 12:1. Why we emphasize on that is because it's not going to be a huge classroom wherein you're sitting and going back to lectures and notes only. You're sitting with professionals who are teaching you out of their expertise, their practical skills, their trainings, and these are individuals working in the same fields as well. So it's definitely more hands-on. Students are given more individual attention, and that is something they take back as well. In terms of the intakes, I'd like to mention that yes, most of the US schools, as you guys generally know, would have two intakes, which is spring and fall. So the next intake we'll be looking at and working very closely with students is August. So guys, let's work around your application. Let's deep dive into these details with you because we're looking at enrolling you for the August intake. It's accredited by Higher Learning Commission, and Chicago is home to more than 30 Fortune 500 companies offering internships and jobs, which means even though it's a hub, it's not as famous as the city of New York or LA or Boston or San Francisco, but it's a hub to so many tech companies, which definitely offers you more internships, more job opportunities, more diversity. It's a multicultural environment wherein your learning is far greater than a normal university or school. So we have on-campus housing available to both undergraduate and postgraduate students. However, it's always advisable that undergraduate students are slightly younger in age and we want to be more hands-on. So we feel students need that support. So we advise them to stay on campus for the first year itself. Later on, of course, it's up to them. They can move into sharing accommodations, into their own apartments, or even stay with their relatives. So the ranking is something we definitely keep a very close eye on. It's ranked as 74 in regional universities Midwest and 44 in best value schools. So I would suggest students to also go through these rankings because it's by US News 2021. When we look at the programs, definitely, I've pulled out some of the details which are more, core programs that you're working on. So that's the core MBA and the cost is mentioned here. Now, very quickly, I'm going to go through this slide. However, keeping in mind that our MBA programs are very, very cost effective. So if you look at the program fee, it's about 28,275 per year. And we are offering a 15% discount, which is a great news. So it comes down to almost 24,000, which is nominal. I have worked with different US business schools as well. And as you guys are aware, as a market, any US business school would be charging you 30 to 40,000 yearly. However, over here, you're paying around 12,000 yearly. So you need to keep in mind that it's very flexible in terms of Pakistani students. We understand, the currency exchange and how it becomes a burden for the parents and for the dependents to go ahead and support students. So these programs, I would like to mention here, is not just don't have a mindset that, oh, only the rich students can go to the US and study. However, we do cater to different types of students. We look more into your persona, and we'll speak about that later as well. So the admission requirements are pretty much straightforward. Generally, we need a passport data and signature page with your IELTS, TOEFL, or your password test. Now, in terms of the English requirement, yes, we do have an English requirement. So if you do not have IELTS, you could go for a TOEFL. If you do not have TOEFL, let's suppose you could go for a Duolingo. If you do not have that, you could go for a password test, which is provided by GUS itself. Now, what we do for the password test is that material is available online. As long as you're doing the application details with us, we're going to guide you. It can be taken online or in one of your offices, and we can take it ahead from there. So, we either need one sort, like one English requirement has to be there for sure. Proof of finances, as you guys are aware as well, for US or for any business school for that matter, we need proof of finances. And your pre-arrival deposits, your CGPA, your objective statements. That is something, that we need to keep. Now, just let me know if you guys can hear this video, and I'd like you to go through it.
Yes, I can hear Zara.
I chose to come to Concordia University Chicago as an undergrad to pursue teaching. But then I went into the MBA program because I got to know some of the professors and some of the people that were already working here, some of the faculty and the staff. And I really got interested in pursuing an MBA here because I knew it was such a nice environment and the people were just fantastic.
As someone who was working full-time, I was able to go to class in the evenings and actually be here on campus, which for me was just a huge part of my classroom experience.
I'm taking my core classes for my comprehensive MBA, and then before I graduate, I'm going to take not-for-profit classes too, so that I can have an MBA that's comprehensive as well as one that's not-for-profit.
I had the opportunity to enroll into the MBA program. From day one till now, I love every second of it. And I'm sure it's going to be great when I'm done because I'm having fun while I'm having class and I'm learning a lot throughout the process.
Hello.
Yes, Zara, thank you for a wonderful video.
No problem at all. It's just that it's nice for students to understand what it feels like as a prospect to be going through it. When you and I speak about it, it's very different. It's when, the students itself, they hear from their experience is always better. So I felt like I could add a little bit of pitch there.
Yeah, so is that the end of your presentation? Can we begin with the Q&A, Zara?
Yes, so we're done with that. We are open to any questions and answers, feedback. If students are part of this, panel itself right now, feel free to open your cameras. We're very friendly people. We're open to feedback, open to questions. Please feel free to reach out to us. Because again, when it comes to the US, I just want to make it very clear here. We're looking at your entire personality, your persona. It's not just, don't have a limited mindset, because we're working definitely on your mindset. We're working on your strengths and weaknesses together. So we want to encourage a growth mindset. It's one of the recent studies, which is very, very important. And as part of, being, having the availability to be in Pakistan and support our students, I would definitely encourage students to, overcome these fears and these issues, come forward, whether it's financial, whether it's personal. Don't think, you cannot reach out to a counselor. Let go of those fears and reach out to people so that they can help you and you can move forward in life.
Right. Thank you so much, Zara. We have two questions. And the first one is, the student says, I just completed my O-levels. Is there a foundation program at Concordia where I can apply to?
I'm afraid there's no foundation program that he can go for. However, there are undergraduate programs. He would just have to complete his A-levels or inter and then come back to us. I'm sorry, I lost your voice, Masuma.
Yes, I hope that answers your question. And we have a follow-up question, Zara, for you. Having a failed visa interview, would that have any effect on my application for Concordia?
No, not really. See, every time it's a new process. Yes, we're very hands-on when it comes to every university. I believe, mock interviews and preparation of the interview is again a very hands-on process. We have, myself and other people on the team itself who would be supporting students. So once you do a new application, of course, that's a new condition itself for any visa. For that matter, anywhere in the world, it works like that. Every time you do new application, it's a new case. Are the details you need to go through in hand. So just be careful of those questions itself.
Right. So it's clean slate. If you've ever had a visa denied for that country or any other country, it doesn't mean that once you get into the university, you cannot get a visa again for the US. Just start afresh. And I think transparency and honesty is best. Zara, my last question to you is about the international student ratio and how many Pakistanis there are on campus right now.
Okay, so we have a big pipe of Pakistanis. I'm, new to the recruitment itself, so I don't have the exact stat. I don't want to commit a wrong number. However, we have a long list. I'd love to share that with you. Maybe you can share it also, the alumni dates and stats as well.
Right. So, Zara has reassured us that there are plenty of Pakistanis on campus and of course in the US as well. But what I always encourage the students are that, you go for the academics, but also the experience, the multicultural experience. So you should initially, it's okay if you want to be comfortable and make friends with Pakistanis, Indians, Sri Lankans, etc. But then get out of your shell and, embrace the other cultures, languages, their food. And that's what the experience is all about.
Of course.
Right,
Zara.
So that brings us to the end of the session. How can we thank you? Thank you so much for your time.
Most welcome. Thank you so much for having me on board on EdFestival. I appreciate it.
Right, and thank you for all those who showed interest in Concordia University Chicago and the EdFestival in general. If you have decided to apply to Concordia, now's your time. Don't wait any longer. Call us at 0304-111-8020 and our ICEF certified counselors would be happy to get you started. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Goodbye. Bye-bye.